I'm Brian Russell, and I want to speak with you about what I call the 7 C's of lifelong growth that can open up the future for you in ways that will lead to greater levels of fulfillment, growth, and success in attaining the goals that you set for yourself. And I'm going to walk through each one of these. The most important thing for cultivating the future, that's what we're talking about. When we're talking about growing, we're talking about going from where you are today to a new future that hopefully is bigger, richer, and not necessarily in monetary terms, but richer, fuller, more prosperous, more satisfying, more fulfilling than your life is right now. And the key to that is not to look to the past, because too often we chart out our future based on where we already are or based on where we've been. If you want to commit to a bigger future, in other words, growing from where you are today, we have to cultivate curiosity. We want to ask that question: what is it that I really want? Where do I want to go? Like in this class that I'm taking, what do I need to learn that would allow me to have maximum growth? John Wooden said, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. And if we want to grow from where we are today, we have to become curious. Where do I really want to get to this? What do I want to get out of this class? What do I want to learn? And then what we need to do then is make a commitment to what we've been curious about. So I want to learn this skill. I want to start a business. I want to open up and create this new ministry opportunity. I want to create a new small group. Be curious about this new future and then commit to it. So make a commitment, make promises to yourself that I am going to take action and move towards this goal. It may not feel good, and you may be afraid. And this is one of the things, when you've made a commitment to take action, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. This is critical. So when you're in like a new class and you feel like the semester is going to be overwhelming, but you're curious about what you're going to learn, and you've made a commitment that you're going to be all in on this, that isn't going to make the fear go away or the anxiety go away. A lot of people don't understand this, but when you're trying to pursue anything new, you're going to feel fear and anxiety. That's where courage comes in. We all admire courage, right? And listen to this. One of my favorite things I like to say is this: courage is the key that opens up the future of God's dreams for you. And we always admire courage after the fact, right? But what courage means is that you feel all the fear, but you act anyway, that you take action anyway. And so what you have to understand is when you have to show courage, you're already in a tough spot, and fears come, and it's not going to feel good. So it doesn't feel good to have to be courageous. But just trust me, if you want to grow into a bigger person than you are today, if you want to become that person that God desires for you to be, if you want to get all that you can out of a new course where you feel overwhelmed, you have to just do the work. Hold on tight and take action anyway. And so once you begin to show courage, then these two things go together. Consistency. It's consistency that counts when we're moving towards that bigger, better, deeper, richer future. If you want to go from where you are to where you want to be, you have to take consistent action. John Maxwell says consistency counts. And the reason for that is pretty simple. Everybody is good on a good day. But the difference between people who grow and people who move towards their goals is that those persons, sometimes we call those successful people, they can make something good happen on a bad day. And friends, if you've been on this planet long enough, you know that many days you're not going to be at your very best. And so commit, show courage, and consistently show up every day, especially on the days when it would be easy to give up or do something well because things aren't perfectly aligned. Like, you have a headache, so I can't study today. Push through it. Be consistent. It's what you do on the bad days that are ultimately going to shape the success that you enjoy. And that's where community comes in. Align yourself with persons who will support you in your movement towards your goals. A lot of people say that we're the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with. Who do you spend time with? Who supports you? If you find that you are the most successful or the smartest person in your group, let me just tell you this, you're in the wrong group. There's nothing wrong with having a wide variety of friends, but what you need to find is a group that challenges you, that can push you on to the next level. So surround yourself with a community that can support you in moving towards that bigger, richer, deeper future. If you want to do really well in this class, find a study group where maybe you're the weakest link. You have to have proportion. So find a group where you can be pushed and propelled forward. And then at that point, that's when we're going to reach our capacity, right? Because that's what we're looking for. When you set bigger goals and you move towards learning new things, growing, starting something new, we'd love to have the capacity to achieve our goals up front. But if you already have the capacity, your goal's not big enough, right? That's where the commitment and courage and these pieces come in. But eventually, when you set a new goal and begin moving forward, you're going to get the capacity to actually do it. You're going to achieve your goals. But then at that moment, then what happens? That's when this thing essentially starts over, because that's why I call the last step is the climb, right? When we've pushed one rock up the hill, you don't mail in the rest of your life. Too many of us just live off the successes of our past. But what makes life really fun is to continue to grow and contribute all that you can. So the question isn't, if you think about the old Shrek movie, it's not the donkey saying, are we there yet? It's not, am I there yet? The question really we want to ask is, how far can I go? And so when you set goals and run through these first 6 C's, that sets you up then for the climb. And then what do? Once you've got the capacity on one goal, you now have the confidence that you can go on to the next piece that's going to challenge you. Now, approach your classes this way. Yeah, some of your classes are really going to stretch you. Embrace that. Be curious about what might be. Commit and take action towards that. When it feels scary and hard, hold on to the rails. Be courageous. Consistently show up and do your work on both the good days when it's easy, but especially on the bad days when you're going to really have to grind some things out. Surround yourself with people who can support you and move you forward and propel you forward. And then you're going to be grateful that you get these new capacities. And then guess what? It starts all over again. I'm Brian Russell. It's my privilege to bring this video to you. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.